All right, we're going to be starting on Kevin versus Justin.
Scott had his time to shine.
Kevin is on Esper Flyers, so that's going to be blue, white, and black. And we're unsure what swag means when it comes to Justin's deck.
This was the deck we did the deck on. It's basically Jeskai Burning Vengeance.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, it's very much a deck I liked.
So that's blue, white, and red, hinging around Burning Vengeance.
Yeah, seemed like a very, very powerful deck. It has some big finishers.
He's got a beautiful Middle-earth playmat.
Yeah, I am very jealous of that playmat. And just to note, these two players are in a different pod, so this was not any of the other two blue-white players in Scott's pod.
Yes.
And so far it looks like they're shuffling up. I'm not sure who was going first here. But it looks like our... Yep, still shuffling. Never mind. I thought they were going to present in just a second and just keep shuffling. I mean, they're very, very thorough with their shuffling.
So Burning Vengeance is the card that Justin's deck is really built around. He's really going to want to see that on turn 3.
Yeah.
Kevin being on Esper Flyers is going to be looking to take an aggressive start. Justin's deck's probably a little more controlling.
Well, looks like they both kept.
Yep, both keeping 7. Kevin starting at 21 with a Dismal Backwater.
Yeah, that reminiscent of Khan's block where everyone started at least 21.
Yep.
Now 22.
Now 22.
And it just keeps going up.
So both players playing a little bit of draw and go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if... Oh, Justin's got the Squadron Hawk, so that's not too bad, especially against a deck heavy in flyers.
Yep, Squadron Hawk. We'll see how many other Squadron Hawks he has in his deck.
I think he has 3.
He has 3. It looks like he's going to get the other 2.
Yeah, so not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting 2 is kind of one of those... Or getting another 1 is okay, but not great. But once you get 2, it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Now, one thing that Justin could possibly do in his deck is be getting that so that he can discard down to hand size, and it looks like he is discarding a retrace spell.
Yeah, it's slightly under the overlay, unfortunately, but that was the Call the Skybreak, which is 7 mana to make a 5/5 flyer.
Yeah.
And that card can do lots of work.
That's going to be really good.
All right, Kevin. Oh, perfect.
Kevin getting a Warden of Evos Isle on turn 3, so all his stuff is going to cost less.
Yeah, with what his hand has, that seems like it's going to do quite a bit of work.
And so Justin, turn 3, deploying an island.
Unfortunately, no Burning Vengeance in hand.
And that looks like a Winter Orb.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the fun police now.
Yep. So Winter Orb is an artifact as long as it's untapped. Players can only untap 1 land on their turn. That's going to hurt Kevin, especially
drawing a tap land. Feel good there.
Although the Warden of Evos Isle does help with reducing the cost of his creatures. That's going to make it so Winter Orb isn't as effective, but it's still going to hurt.
Ooh, and a Never Knurl's Disc.
That is a draft deck, all right.
Yeah.
Although right now wouldn't be great for him.
Yeah, I think he might just deploy another Squadron Hawk.
Yep. Squadron Hawk number 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he gets in. I think he just holds back at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he can get Kevin to not attack with the Warden.
Yeah, that's what he just wants to slow down the game as much as possible.
Yeah.
Find that Burning Vengeance and red, unfortunately.
And Warden of Evos Isle. Okay, so Kevin drawing a Merfolk Looter.
That is
very, very strong card. Not a flyer, it's not going to get discounted, but I would imagine that Kevin's going to want to deploy a 3-drop flyer this turn if he can.
Yeah, that seems like what you want to do, and that keeps the Squadron Hawks from attacking you and lets you attack through them.
Getting a little bit of life and getting something that'll just start beating down.
Yeah, unfortunately not for too long, but
yeah,
it does definitely keep the Squadron Hawks from attacking and lessens their effectiveness.
So Justin's still searching for a red source. Playing another Plains. He has that third Squadron Hawk in hand, which he could deploy, but it looks like he's going to be saving up mana so that he can cast some larger spells.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the problem with Winter Orb, is it really slows down the game. And it looks like Kevin is not going to be able to cast anything this turn.
And he also is likely, he's going to tell you, he's going to get in for 2.
I mean, you might as well. It's going to go away soon enough, I think. Justin just gets rid of a Squadron Hawk. He wants to keep his life total high.
Yep. Sacrifice the bird. All right, and Kevin tapping 4 to play a Coalition Honor Guard.
Justin, but yes.
Justin playing a Coalition Honor Guard. That's going to mean that the first removal spell that Kevin plays is going to have to target the Honor Guard.
Yeah, with that little mana, you're not going to be able to cast much. He does have an Eye Blight's ending in hand, but, I mean, it's not like you really want to target a Coalition Honor Guard with your premium removal.
So I would imagine on this turn, tagging with both his creatures.
Yeah. I think Justin, just keeps jumping. I think if he hadn't jumped before, I don't think he would.
Yep. I would imagine playing the Pilgrim's Eye. For 2 mana, going to get a basic.
That's very good against Winter Orb because you want to be able to play your lands.
And more importantly, getting another white source for any double white spells he has in hand. So the Winter Orb is... it looks like it has hurt Justin more than helped him.
Yeah, unfortunately with that Warden discounting things, that was very hard to play. Especially with the not being able to cast any of his red spells in hand.
Yeah.
Because I think he really wants to play the Nevernearl's Disc now, but he's quite a ways away from that, unfortunately.
So he's going to get in for 2 damage. That's all he can do.
He cannot block any of the flyers on the opponent's side, so...
Passing the turn back to Kevin. I'm going to untap with his creatures.
Yep, Kevin's going to go up to 25 with the trigger from the...
Serendipity Freak, that is a good draw.
Yeah, especially...
3/4 flyer. Life total isn't a huge issue right now.
And costing 2 is
costing
bad.
2. That is that's really going to put the pressure on Justin.
Yeah, Justin really needs to draw a land in the next 2. Oh,
okay. There is a red source.
Yeah, and that means he can cast Nevernearl's Disc next turn, which hopefully will be enough. But I think it's getting to the point where
and if he casts the disc next turn, that means he's not playing anything this turn.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. I think he has to just kind of hope. I'm not sure if killing the Pilgrim's Eye with the Flame Jab is really a play that gains you enough.
I'd agree with you there. Yep. He's going to pass the turn. Kevin's going to take a point. He's not untapping all his lands. Yeah, there we go.
It's easy to forget about the Winter Orb, but...
he did draw a land. Drawing lands when there's a Winter Orb in play is very helpful.
Yeah, it's almost like drawing 2 lands. Like, you just get a...
so it looks like he's going to be able to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, putting Justin down to 7.
Which is going to put him almost dead next turn if he can... Oh, he can't cast anything this turn, so Justin can technically live with the Nevernearl's Disc, but...
Okay, he draws a plains.
It's not bad. He can disc here and then next turn kill everything, but which if he does on his opponent's turn destroys the Winter Orb and lets him untap with all his mana. But I'm not sure if it'll be enough. Cuz Kevin also just has a handful of cards, so it's not like he's not going to be able to deploy any threats after.
I think on this turn I think he's got to play the disc.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
he is electing not to.
I think he's just trying to buy some time. Hopefully, I think he might want to try and get a Burning Vengeance, but I don't think he's got enough action to do it. I think he just kind of thought the Winter Orb would buy him a lot more time than it did, and then it really hurt him because he had to deploy threats with it and not.
Okay, so he's going to Flame Jab, Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
And get in for 2 with the Honor Guard.
Yeah, Kevin will just take that. He's nowhere near worried about his life. Kevin
will take a point from the Serendipity Freak, which isn't a huge issue for him right now.
Yeah, he's got 5 power in the air. Squadron Hawk can chump, but I don't think Justin's in a very good position at this point. I think he needs some way to deal with his Winter Orb on his opponent's turn.
So Justin will take 2, going to 5. And Kevin just gets to pass the turn.
Yeah, he's just building up mana. He knows he's in a pretty good point where he can just wait and see if Justin does something.
Justin here choosing to untap a mountain and drawing a mountain for turn. We'll see what's in his hand.
Yeah, unfortunately,
But he has to play something that's going to kill both of those creatures.
Yeah, or at least be able to block one, but I don't think he... I think he's just dead. I don't think he has really
I think he has a... So I think... I see... Playing the mana, he has a... he has a... I'm not sure what he's... I know we know he has the disc in hand.
Yeah, he has the Desperate Ravings, but I'm not sure.
Desperate Ravings, and I think... I couldn't quite catch a glimpse.
He had a Rorik's Blazewing as well.
Oh, he's a Rorik's. Oh, yeah, goodness.
That's not really that great when you can't cast and you're on 5 life. And Justin just scooping it up.
Kevin, So Kevin takes game 1 down off the back of Justin's Winter Orb, really locking things up.
Yeah, I think Justin really just kind of wanted to not have to play threats or not have to deal with his threats, and that Warden really just made everything so cheap. It was just like, okay, I can pay a 2-mana 3/4 flyer.
Yeah,
like that's
and Serendipity Free is just a phenomenal card.
Yeah.
Anyways,
even without. All right, let's go back to our other match with Owen and Scott.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And Owen is on elf.deck. All right. And so he's got a Mana Crypt in play. It looks like 5 lands. He's played a Sinkhole this game. I'm trying to see what else he has in play. So,
Lysolana, the 3/3 for 4 that makes 1/1.
However, Scott is attacking all in here. So
yeah, it looks like Owen has. It looks like he's missed a couple flips from that Mana Crypt.
Ooh,
so.
Yep.
All right, well.
That was a quick one. Scott pacifying something on Owen's side.
Yeah, I can't quite make it out, but it looks like he just didn't have enough action, and it looks like he missed a couple land drops. And then Scott's deck can really capitalize on missing some of those flips with the Mana Crypt.
Yeah, Mana Crypt doing 3 to you if you lose the coin flip really hurts.
Yeah, it's...
Having a way to get rid of it can be very important for decks.
Or a way that you will end the game with that mana quickly enough that it's not important, which I feel like the Elf deck can do.
There's, with some draws that they have, we don't know all the cards in Owen's deck, but we definitely see some good ones.
Yeah, the Shaman of the Pack, which is the green-black uncommon for the Elf deck, is very powerful if you can curve out with elves, especially with the Lysolana, because they just make elf tokens and then drain them for however many elves they have. So it looks like both matches are sideboarding at the moment. So let's just go. Let's see how our table 1 is doing. It looks like they are starting to shuffle up and almost ready to go.
All right. Yeah. So Justin losing this game is going to be on the play, and I'd imagine that seeing how the Winter Orb turned out will probably make him think twice about jamming that early in the game.
Yeah, I feel like it might be more of a late game play where he wants to have his opponent tap out and then do it and stop them from playing more threats.
Winter Orb is an incredibly powerful card, but it's a card that you really need to make sure that you can capitalize on where you have the threats on board, and they're trying to keep up. It's seen a lot in it's seen a lot as like a sideboard card in legacy decks that are very high on the mana denial. Rug Delver or Teamer Delver comes to mind, where they already have the threats, and it's just another instance of a wasteland stifle effect where your opponent just doesn't get to play Magic.
Yeah.
And so
unfortunately, it doesn't look like Justin could capitalize on it.
So and it looks like he's taking a mulligan.
Unfortunately, did not see his hand, but he did not like it. So yeah, I feel like his deck, you kind of want to mulligan until you get to the Burning Vengeance or some of your other threats.
Yeah,
you kind of need your pieces, or else you're.
You want to be you need to cast spells every turn.
Yeah,
and or multiple spells in a turn.
Yeah, you want to. Really,
especially seeing that Kevin's deck was pretty resilient and very synergistic. It's going to mean that you're going to definitely be on the defensive. Again, I saw a bunch of lands in Nevernearl's Disc and a Desperate Ravings.
That seems reasonable.
And Scrying looks like a spell on top, so that looks reasonable. I'd imagine he's not going to fire off the Ravings on turn 2. I can imagine he
can really backfire.
He's really prioritizing that Nevernearl's Disc.
Yeah, he might do it if he really feels like he needs the... Oh, he got the Burning Vengeance. Yeah, I don't think he does it then, because it can hit 2 really good targets you can keep. But playing Burning Vengeance into Disc is very powerful, because your opponent just cannot put too many things on the board, and you can just kill what he has.
Kevin on turn 2 has played a Merfolk Looter, which is one of the great cards.
Oh, yeah. So, do you loot? Was the question of last week.
Oh, goodness. Well, here I obviously loot.
Yeah, here you always loot.
Here it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Got plenty of cards in hand.
Yeah, Merfolk Looter going to let Kevin see a ton of his deck. And while not pressuring Justin, getting to sift out extra land drops, it's going to be great for him.
Yeah, you're never going to miss a land drop at this point. You got so many cards in hand. It's gonna really
Kevin casting Wheat Dragonauts.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some pressure on and keep your Burning Vengeance triggers up. Yep, just playing a land, playing Dragonauts, and passing the turn. Next turn he can cast Desperate Ravings and flash it back, which makes Wee Dragonauts very large.
Kevin has drawn an Unexpectedly Absent.
That is a very good card in this situation where he just wants to get rid of a big Wee Dragonauts if Justin does make it large like that. I think he might want to... Oh, no, that cost 5. I was going to say he might want to play the Glass Spinner, but... Oh, he's just looting first?
Yep.
Figuring out what he wants. Oh. Pilgrim's Eye, not a bad draw.
Yeah.
Get you another card in hand, basically. With a looter, that is a very good effect. And he does have a Phyrexian Ingester in hand, so he can get rid of a threat later, but I don't think it's great against Justin's
Kevin does need to pick up his he needs to get some more threats out. Letting Justin get a Burning Vengeance and a creature on board can be a little is going to be a little dangerous. This turn Justin's going to get to play out the disc if he wants, and then really start capitalizing with the Burning Vengeance, picking off creatures of Kevin's, and Desperate Ravings letting him see a lot of drawing 2, discard 1 at random.
Yeah, it's not good at the first time, but the second time, then you're just getting some good card advantage.
And getting to deal damage with that Burning Vengeance that is hidden a little off screen, but it is down there at the bottom of Justin's board.
Yeah, I think he's debating whether he wants to cast a disc before he does that or not. Just attacks?
Yep.
All right. No effects, so he's just... Oh, he's playing the Honor Guard. He wants to keep his Wee Dragonauts.
Yep. The Dragonauts are going to be really important of casting multiple instant sorceries in one turn.
Yeah. Kevin should be down at 21 now after that hit. So, yeah, Kevin seems like he has some stuff in hand, but I think he kind of needs to start deploying those threats. I think he probably wants to play the... Oh, the Glass Spinner. No, I keep thinking it's less mana, but it's 6 mana for that 4/4 flyer that can only be has to be targeted twice to be affected. So he's just passing the turn. Does he have a counterspell or something in hand? Just has the Unexpectedly Absent. I think that's what he's waiting on. Because he could have played the Core Scythe Master, but that just dies.
The Blade Whirl. Yeah.
Blade.
Okay, and Justin, it looks like, has drawn a Pacifism. So his hand right now is Pacifism, Desperate Ravings, and Nevernearl's Disc.
That is a pretty good hand. Like, it's got some action and can draw other cards. I'm not sure if he wants to use the disc yet or not, but looks like he's just going to attack first.
Yep. All right. Pilgrim's Eye is going to soak up 2 damage from the Coalition Honor Guard.
Oh, yeah, he's going to put it, looks like on top.
No, that is Humble. Turning the Honor Guard into a 0/1.
Yeah, that does
since he has to target the Honor Guard, getting it out of the way is
that's a reasonable use for Humble.
Yep.
Like it's very gets rid of a threat or it gets rid of a problem card at least if it's not a threat. Yeah, and Justin's just going to play the disc.
Now he's going to commit the disc. Enters battlefield tapped. And that'll just hang out until he needs to hit the escape button.
Yeah, exactly. He can make Kevin commit too much to the board, and then.
Although Kevin with this looter is just going to be able to continue to see a lot of cards.
Yeah, I think he needs to. Hopefully, he'll Desperate Ravings and flash it back possibly, and then get rid of the looter. I think he is kind of got to be his play because that card he kind of needs to get rid of it before, because Kevin is under not that much threat, and he can just kind of keep going through his deck. But
all right, so
Kevin thinking, I think he's debating if he wants to play the Honor Guard because. No, it does. I was going to say because it soaks up Burning Vengeance triggers, but it does not. I'm not sure if Kevin realizes that. That dang activated, non-activated. Looks like we have an issue here. Possibly with our... Nope.
Okay. Kevin getting in for 1 with the Pilgrim's Eye, deploying an Honor Guard.
That is pretty risky getting in with the Pilgrim's Eye because it.
He has the unexpectedly absent to deal with the Wee Dragonauts if Justin tries to go off too much.
Yeah, I guess you have not seen any counter spells out of the deck, so you're not too worried about that. So it looks like Justin's just got some land. I don't think he's so worried about the pacifism that he wants to like risk, or that he doesn't risk getting rid of it with the Desperate Raving. It's a good card, but if he discs, it's all gone anyway.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that's he can afford to wait here. Again, this is this game the pace has definitely slowed down with Kevin knowing that there is a Nevinyrral's Disc on the other side, really needing to make sure that he doesn't get swept up and lose too many things all at once.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to put enough pressure that he can deal some damage and then wait for the disc to have to be used and then deploy all of his threats.
All right, so Kevin making a move here, gonna deploy a Core Hookmaster and tap down the Wee Dragonauts. It will not untap during Justin's next turn. And okay, he is attacking with the looter. It's getting in for 4 damage.
Yeah, that's getting in there. He's just trying to put some damage on Justin, and Justin's was hoping to block with those Wee Dragonauts and kill something, but
so
being able to do
he's
that.
casting Burning Vengeance.
Or he's
Desperate
Ravings.
Desperate Ravings. I would imagine he's also going to flash it back.
What is it?
Discarding that pacifism. Okay.
All right.
And so I would imagine
Squadron Hawk and something else.
Yeah, he's going to flash that back, and so Burning Vengeance is going to start to take over here, folks.
Yeah, I think got it. Yeah, just get rid of the looter. That is not quite how that card works, unfortunately.
Okay, we will.
Yeah, I'm going to go double check on that.
So Justin discarded a Rorik's Bladewing off of the Desperate Ravings. So is now untapping for turn after taking some damage. And looks like he's drawn, I believe it was Call of the Skywing. It's called the Skybreaker. 7 mana, put a 5/5 creature token with flying. Although the fact that he has that Nevin Earl's Disc, again, he really isn't under a ton of pressure. It would sweep up his Burning Vengeance. But that is probably the least of his concerns. And it looks like they are sorting it out with the judge right now about the Burning Vengeance issue previously. So if we can switch to the other match while they are resolving this. All right, folks, we're back here. It looks like the judge call has been resolved, and Justin is taking his turn.
Yeah, that is an odd card that would not be printed anymore, so it's not unusual that people would not understand how that works. I'm not sure what Justin is casting, but whatever it is, he's casting a lot of them. Let's get that card up on the screen. Let me try and read it real quick. There it goes. One and a white. Set, let's see, I don't see it. Creature 2/2. Well, whatever it is, it has stabilized Justin on the board. It looks like he's got a pretty sizable board here. Looks like he's just chumping the core Hookmaster. Alright, so the card is Soul Catcher. So whenever a creature with flying dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Soul Caster.
So it looks like he has 2 of them.
Yeah, that is a very good card against Flyer's deck. So I did not realize that was in the set yet. So
Kevin has now found himself a little bit behind.
Yeah, that the fear of the disc made him not commit much to the board, and so
he does have a window right now where he could unexpectedly absent the disc while Justin does not have mana up.
Yeah.
However, I don't know if I like that line altogether.
Yeah, because he could put it really far down, but he's not really ahead on board then, and he doesn't look like he can really cast anything else as well.
I would imagine that Kevin. Let's see. Yeah. So Justin's going to untap and note that the feather or the Soul Catcher is any creature with flying that dies.
Not just your opponents.
Not just yours, but your opponents.
Or your opponents.
So
Justin drew his own Rift Watcher, which is good with Soul Catcher. Which he's getting in there with him.
He is getting no fear.
Yeah. So looks like Kevin should be at 17 now, taking 4 from those.
3 mana to play the Aven,
which gains Justin 2, so he should be up at 16 and passes the turn back. I'm getting some there, the counters. So yeah, Aven, which is when they run out of vanishing counters, do sacrifice, and so or the Aven does, and so that will trigger the Soul Catchers as well. So those are going to get pretty big, and if Kevin does not deal with them, they're going to pose a sizable threat. And even if he deals with the other creatures, they're going to be even a bigger threat. So it doesn't look like Justin has anything else to trigger the Burning Vengeance, though. So that's kind of a side plan at this point.
And again, 3 mana up, which includes mana for Never Narrow's Disc. If he needs to hit that valve.
Yeah. It looks like at this point, though, he's just content with attacking in.
Yeah.
That the Glass Kite does pose a bit of a problem just because it's a very big flyer that's hard to deal with. But,
yeah. So Justin has drawn Squadron Hawk. Squadron Hawk's going to be really good here.
Yeah, he's got at least, I think he's got one more in the deck, yeah. And so even just as soon as they die, they pump 2 of his creatures, which are very powerful.
So I believe right now the Soul Catchers have 1+1/+1 counter on them each, and the Aven has 2 vanishing counters.
Yeah, just plays his second Squadron Hawk, and I'm not sure if he can attack yet, but yeah, he's just passing the turn. So at this point, Justin is saying, I'm probably not going to hit the disc anytime soon, but I'm just going to push for damage.
Activating the disc would be very not beneficial for him.
Yeah. It looks like Kevin is thinking for his turn. There it goes. All right. So I'm not quite sure what the best course of action is here. Looks like just passing the turn.
Yeah, we've kind of hit a stalemate here.
Yeah. Just
ooh, okay. Una's Grace.
That's gonna.
Okay. Una's Grace is gonna let him draw a card, and he can cast it from the graveyard via Retrace.
Yeah. Unfortunately, only has one counter or one island, so you can only do it once. But it is an instant, which is very nice. So just instant speed, 3 mana shock.
3 mana shock and draw a card.
Draw a card.
Yep. So if he wants, he could do it again this turn. Playing a mountain means he will not be able to do it a second time.
But it will mean he can make a 5/5.
Yep. Making a 5/5 with flying is going to be real good here.
Yeah, and every time he draws a land, he can do it again.
Yeah. Justin is the Burning Vengeance is really going to start to take over. Between that and the Call of the Skybreaker.
Yeah, and he's got a land in hand too, so next turn he can just make a 5/5, kill something.
Yep. And it's not going to take long to end the game. He's the one who gets the final say of when things get out of control, having that Never Narrow's Disc in play.
Yeah, if something crazy happens, drawing a Swords to Plowshare can help that. That's very.
Although, what do you Swords to Plowshares here?
Yeah, I don't know that you'd really. Yeah.
There's nothing. It's on the Wee Dragonauts if he was going to be casting a bunch of instants of sorceries, but as it is.
Yeah, that's a good point. He can't really. Even if he Swords to Plowshare or something, that means Justin is just not in risk of dying anytime soon, and then he can just hit the button and destroy everything.
And there's another island.
It's nice when land is a great draw.
Yeah.
All right. He could. I guess he only has one island still, but yeah, make a 5/5.
Yep, make a 5/5, deal 2 damage to a thing.
Yeah,
seems real good.
That's and make your Dragonauts bigger. Not having to pick the honor guard.
And a creature with flying is dying. So if he remembers his triggers, the Soul Catchers will get bigger.
I think he's just swinging. Looks like he might have forgotten and might have just set him.
Unfortunately, we can't see the dice great.
Yeah. It looks like there are 2 still. Yeah, I think Kevin's gonna fire something else off. Looks like he's just gonna save as much life as he can, but he does have Unexpectedly Absent and Swords, so that can do some work, but I don't know if it's getting him back in the game as much as delaying.
So he tapping 2 white is a good indication that he's going to be unexpectedly out of him, but he's got a lot of stuff to deal with right now.
Yeah, so it looks like we do have 2 counters on all of the permanents, which means Justin did forget his trigger, but he might just think it's his own creatures. Yeah, Kevin doing math, seeing what prolongs his life the most, but he really needs to get something good off the top to really capitalize on it. If he does cause Justin to get rid of the disc, though, that does get rid of the Burning Vengeance. So if you can draw something that makes Justin need to pop the disc, then he might be able to pull out of this. But
yeah, I can't imagine
I'm not sure
many things. And all right, so he is finally going to decide on a course of play.
Maybe. So right now he's slated to take 3, 7, or 3, 5, 8 damage, which...
All right, he's decided on Swords to Plowshares on the 5/5 token.
So Justin will gain 5 life and keep the
untapped
nice looking token.
So Justin going back up to 23.
Yeah, and Kevin taking 5 damage. And let's see. Nope. Kevin is discarding cards to Mindless Automaton to give it a +1/+1 counter. And he can use those counters to...
He's getting a 1/1 counter on it, and he can remove 2 1/1 counters to draw a card.
So getting rid of cards he doesn't really need to get better cards down the line. So, all right, Justin making sure counters are correct.
Yeah, Kevin is
unexpectedly absent
on the token.
So he wants to.
He does not want that token around.
Yeah. I think he wants to try and get in for damage to try and really. Because I think he really just needs to close out the game as quick as possible.
Yeah, I would agree.
So he's just trying to do as much as he can and hopefully get some damage in. But yeah, that gaining 5 from Swords to Plowshares actually adds up. Like, It is a great removal spell, but if you're trying to beat down, it's not... I mean, it's still pretty great, but it does have a drawback.
So hitting for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, putting Justin to 15, and then deploying a 3/3 flyer in his second main phase.
Putting a good presence on the board, but
again, I think that Justin is firmly in the driver's seat of this game,
especially with making a 5/5 flyer and hitting either the 2/2 or just Kevin's face.
Yeah.
Either one is totally fine. I think he probably just holds back the Squadron Hawks, and I'm not sure if he attacks per se, because he can't make the Wee Dragonauts big enough to go through the 4/4 flyer, but he can put some more pressure on the board.
Justin doesn't actually have any good plays this turn. He could recast Una's Grace from the graveyard.
He could do that. Yeah.
He could also just pop the disc, which I did. You know, I don't think this is the. I don't think you would activate the disc on your turn.
Yeah. Maybe he wants. No.
Okay.
He doesn't have. Yeah.
He's going to get in with everyone, very clearly signaling that he is going to blow the disc this upcoming turn.
Yeah, he has 7 mana still, so he cannot blow the disc and make a 5/5. But he will have the disc for next turn if he does that.
Mm-hmm. And so left with a Wee Dragonauts and a Squadron Hawk.
Yeah, so Kevin does have a
sizable presence here, and he does have 2 creatures to rebuild after the disc.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to play him now though. He's got.
I would imagine. So I imagine he attacks here. Justin activates the disc. In response, Kevin can draw 2 cards, and that's going to really help him rebuild. Justin, the disc is obviously very good for him. Cleaning up those threats, but he's going to reload with a Serendib Efreet and a Sarah Angel. So putting 7 power right back on the board after a board wipe is huge.
Powerful. Justin does get to make a 5/5.
But and Kevin's life total is
low enough. Yeah.
Although I think. In Kevin's hand, he does
have Eye Blight's Ending.
Yeah, Eye Blight's Ending, which is destroy target non-elf, and that is an elemental and not an elf.
Yeah.
So he gets to avoid that turn. Benevolent Bodyguard is also a great draw for the next few turns.
If he needs it.
And Kevin also has Kevin has the Phyrexian Jester for the next time an elemental shows up. Justin can pacify something of Kevin's.
But the Benevolent Bodyguard.
Will make sure that the pacifism will not actually work. And
Justin does not have much life left, and
so I think Justin's locked into flashing back and
making a 5/5.
Making a 5/5. Kevin's going to go down to 5 life this turn.
I think
from his Serendib trigger.
With the Phyrexian Jester, he just has it though.
Phyrexian Jester, he can get rid of that elemental and swing for lethal.
8, yeah. And Justin's tapped out and has nothing in hand that can help. Wow, that is. I did not see this game going this way. I think Justin was just banking on his 5/5 flyers to get the game done.
And Nevinyrral's Disc has always had... Okay, so he is choosing to just attack with his creatures.
Interesting choice.
Justin does not have to block. It's in his interest probably to block.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of can't really play around much here.
Yep, I think you blocked the Sarah Angel. Okay.
Okay. Justin goes down to 5.
Justin down to 5. This is... Wait.
Well, now he's got outs.
So the elemental... he sacrificed to give it protection.
So it didn't die, but it still got...
That was blocked. A curious line of play to me. I wonder if it was better to just Phyrexian Jester the token.
Yeah.
Unless Phyrexian Jester cannot hit.
Oh, that might be true.
Cannot hit... Target non-token creature. Well, look at that.
Okay. I have not had a chance to play with it. Oh, and Phyrexian Jester's his Serendib Efreet. So
okay, well that'll
stops it from dealing that damage.
Now the Benevolent Bodyguard rears its ugly head. Although
Justin gets to swing for lethal because the only flyer.
Oh, Kevin was at 5.
Yeah, Kevin was at 5. Wow. That was
a heck of a game. That was definitely showcasing one of the weaknesses of Nevinyrral's Disc, which is once it's in play,
your opponent can play around it.
Your opponent can play around it.
But I'm not sure if I agree with that going it off there, but it definitely he seemed like he had enough gas that if Kevin did not have like that sequence of draws, it would have been a lot less close.
The biggest problem I saw with that game was Justin was not doing enough with his side of the board while keeping that disc in play. His opponent kept on building up a board and getting to play a bunch of threats, and even when the disc came into play, Justin wasn't helping close down what Kevin was doing, and so he got to a fairly low life total, and he ended up being able to take it over some some choices by Kevin, getting very aggressive with the Benevolent Bodyguard turn.
Yeah.
And obviously reading on the Phyrexian Ingester, but having the Benevolent Bodyguard to protect from a pacifism would have changed the game around, and so that was down to the wire.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not sure if he had any. I realizing that Phyrexian Ingester says non-token. I'm not sure if he had any other plays though, because if he didn't attack, he was just going to die from his own serendipity in very short order.
Yeah, I think he could have played out the Ingester as just a 3/3 for 7. It's not the best play, but it lets you get a presence onto the battlefield.
Well, this game's getting underway nice and quick, and Soul Catcher right off.
Soul Catcher on turn 2. It's going to grow with the number of flying creatures in the game. Yeah. And a Serendipity on turn 3.
Right.
So
it's not the best against Serendipity.
Nope, but he does have a pacifism.
Yeah.
Pacifism is great against Serendipity.
Unfortunately, no other land, but
no other land, so. But taking 1 a turn from your own creature, and it doesn't get to do anything. Yeah. Hope he can draw Benevolent Bodyguard to deal with the pacifism.
Yeah. Looks like he's just playing the Warden, and doesn't look like he has another play this turn, but he's going to be able to play spells as flyers cheaply next turn. So.
All right. Justin drawing his 3rd land for the turn. Looks like he has a Wee Dragonauts. He has another Soul Catcher.
Wee Dragonauts, very good.
Using his mana as efficiently as possible. Casting the Wee Dragonauts. Kevin drawing a Flag Bearer. Coalition Honor Guard, which will be very beneficial.
He gets to play...
so it looks like he has the Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah, Pilgrim's Eye, and then he can play his land and play a Hookmaster.
And I would imagine he's getting his first of 2 swamps. That Hymn to Torak in his hand is live.
Yeah, that's going to be hard on Justin's hands if he gets it before he can deploy his good threats, but... And then just playing the
Hookmaster, tap down the Dragonauts, and attack for 2, putting Justin to 18.
But Justin has drawing land was very good for him.
Yep.
So he's going to start deploying his creatures. He's got the Soul Catcher at least.
The Soul Catcher, I believe that's Carbonize up front.
Yeah, it costs he's just gonna. I think he's just gonna play the Rift Watcher.
Play the Aven. Yeah. Get 2 life and get a flyer.
Back up to 20 and
a
flyer that will die.
But it's more importantly, it's a 2/3 flyer, which is
block everything.
Very good block right now. Although, again, that is a Serra Angel in play. 4 mana Serra Angels are really good.
Yeah, that card does not.
He's gonna elect to play the Flag Bearer.
I think he wants to protect his creatures. All right, trying the 7 mana spell. Not what he wants to do right now, but he's definitely got spells in hand that he can cast still.
Yeah, although Kevin is again in this game doing the same thing he did last game, which is building up a good board. He's been taking some damage from the Serendip, but he'll be able to attack back for a good amount.
Yeah, Justin
realizing that he probably needs to start getting some damage in. And okay, so it looks like he has this during combat.
Yeah, he's apparently no blocks at this point.
Discarding Flame Jab, which is great news for him.
That's the card you want to get in your graveyard. Drawing. And playing another Soul Catcher.
Kevin,
drawing an Eyeblight ending is pretty nice.
Yeah, there are fortunately no elves on Justin's side of the board.
Yeah, what I've noticed with this format is it doesn't seem like there are that many elves outside of the elf deck.
Yeah.
Other than possibly Llanowar Elves in any other green deck, but
right. So I can imagine Kevin is rumbling in. Just get in with everything. You don't have to. There's no incentive for a Soul Catcher to block a Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah. Well, no ability to either.
Justin looking to save some life here?
I think so. It looks like Kevin is pretty low, but I'm not sure.
Justin would be taking 7.
Yeah. I think he can probably afford to just take that hit.
Yeah. Especially if he can kill any creatures with flying.
Yeah, that just adds
getting his Soul Catchers powered up.
Yeah, and he's got a Flame Jab in graveyard, so he can just Flame Jab the Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
Alright, so
we are experiencing a little bit of technical issues for the commentary crew. We're working to get that fixed. We don't have an image of the board. Looking to get it back, and we do have it back. Okay, we are live.
All right, so just playing the Sarah Angel, passing the turn. It looks like.
So I believe that it looks like he chumped with a Soul Catcher, so that he could carbonize
and Flame Jab. Yeah. Oh, Coalition on.
Oh no, this is on his turn. Justin's on 15. So yeah, again he did soak up a bunch of that damage, which makes sense. He has a lot of life to work with, and Kevin does not. That Serendipity has done a lot of damage to him.
And at this point, he's cast 2 different spells, so he can, We Dragonauts, can get in there.
Yep.
And trade for the Sarah Angel, but I think he's willing. He's definitely okay with that trade.
Yes.
Oh.
Because We Dragonauts is okay.
That's aggressive.
That's going to be taking a lot of damage. 2 spells cast.
So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. And then going down to 2 on his turn. Oh, Swords of Plowshare is actually not bad. He can his own Serendib. Which
he is locked into doing that.
Yeah, that is all he can really do at this point. But
I think he is locked into Swords of Plowsharing his own Serendipity. Although that's gonna get him the Eyeblight. Yeah, I think Kevin is going to take this over. I think
he's definitely got
Swords of Plowshare is his Serendipity. Justin's tapped out, so he will gain life. Pacifism goes away, and I think Justin needs a Haymaker, and Squadron Hawk is not going to do it.
Haymaker, with only 4 mana, he could cast 2 Squadron Hawks, but that's not really getting him ahead. Unfortunately, Kevin went to 6, so Carbonize is no longer lethal. Man.
One thing I've observed from Justin's deck is he seems to trying to be doing 2 very different things. His deck seems very split. On the one half, he's got this blue-white flyers with some tempo cards and some removal, and on the other hand, he has this Burning Vengeance stuff. And that it seems like he's drawing one of the 2 halves at any given time.
I think that was kind of what happened with his Winter War play. In the first game, where he just wasn't quite sure what he was supposed to be doing with this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And
so look, he's got 2 Squadron Hawks into play.
I'm not sure what he's. I guess if he survives this turn.
Yep. He's gonna have to block the Sarah Angel.
If he can chump only the Sarah. I'm not sure if his life total is exactly accurate, but if he can survive with 1 Squadron, no, he has to survive with both. No, that doesn't work because he has Carbonize and Flame Jab. in his graveyard. So
yeah.
he can deal 4.
I don't
enough.
like his chances.
Yeah, he'd have to draw pretty well to get out of it. But all right. What's going on here? There it goes. All right, so looks like he is.
He is on that
flame
plan.
Jabbing.
No,
I think he just got his opponent to 1 and conceded. But
we
he
lost.
Doesn't look too happy about that. We lost video for just the bare second right before that happened. He does not look happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think he lost, but I'm going to go double check real quick.
All right,
and we'll be back. I'll go sort out all the matches for next round.
All right, Eric's going to go figure out round 3 stuff. We will see you back here in just a little moment.
He did actually get there. Okay, I had to double check. He did not have to chump with the Squadron Hawk, so he could attack with both Squadron Hawks, get through 1 point with that, bring him to 4, carbonize, pitch a land to flame jab.
That is an impressive sequence. So it's possible that the 2 halves of the deck we were talking about ended up coming together.
Yeah, it definitely seems a little unorthodox, but it definitely has very powerful cards and some pretty good synergies.
Yes, we saw the game where he was continuously making 5/5s.
It's pretty good.
It's